Welcome to another edition of Judgment Day, where we cast stones, word stones, not real stones, because that would be really illegal, on Reddit posts. It's me, Matt Rebar, and I'm joined once again, Raina Butel and Logan Molnar on the chat. Looking great. I love it. Yeah. Are we ready to tackle another one?
So ready.
I was born for this, baby.
Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, so here's this title alone is pretty incriminating. So I'm gonna read the title, but I want you to know the title, the book's cover. Don't judge the book's cover on this one. Am I the asshole for giving my brother-in-law, a recovering alcoholic, a bottle of bourbon?
Okay, not judging.
Okay.
It
sounds really bad, but let's hear the context.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know how that would sound good, but all right. My brother-in-law works at a company that I own. So let's name the brother, Big Bro owns the company, and then we'll say, oh, Dennis. Okay. Dennis owns the company, and then the brother-in-law, who's a recovering alcoholic, will be
Charlie.
Oh, Dennis and Charlie. Oh my God, it's are these names from Always Sunny in Philadelphia right
now? You guys got me, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So the business is a franchised hotel, which due to competitive pressures requires us to have a bar on the premises. It's a high volume bar, and twice a year or so, I'm sold an allocated bottle of bourbon as a gift from the distributor. Twice a year, we have employee appreciation dinner where we award prizes, and one of the prizes is the allocated bottle. Whoever wins the bottle usually sells it on the secondary market. For this raffle, we had a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle's. For those not familiar, Pappy's is the most difficult to find bourbon and sells on the secondary market for about $3,000 a bottle.
Oh my God. I think I buy my bourbon. Whoa. We appropriately name these characters.
I gotta tell you, 3,000, that bourbon better knock me out into a happy dreamlike state of acid trip fantasy for 3 days. 3,000 a bottle. That is insanity.
I buy my alcohol for like $10. So
same, like maybe 20 on a lucky day. The employees were also very excited about the raffle because there was also a 75-inch TV. Wow. What company is this?
Can I work there?
Can I be the concierge? Like the sexy concierge? Seriously. My brother-in-law, who doesn't work in the bar, by the way, won the bottle of bourbon, the Pappy's, in the raffle. In private, Dennis says, Dennis asks the brother-in-law, are you going to sell it and not drink it, right? And the brother-in-law, Charlie, says, yes, we need the money. I'm going to sell it. That fact is important. I recommended to him that if he asked the person who won the TV, you guys can trade prizes, but Charlie said, no, I'm keeping the bourbon. I'm going to sell the bourbon. This was on a Friday night, by the way.
Ain't no way that TV's worth $3,000.
Well, let me take a look, because he posted a picture. Oh, it's a picture of the bourbon. I don't care about the bourbon. Okay.
I do.
No, I'm good. Monday, Charlie, our little bourbon winner, misses work. No one can get a hold of him. I call my sister, his wife. No answer. Later that day, my sister calls me up. Brother-in-law Charlie is in jail on a DUI.
Oh,
From what I can piece together, he fell off the wagon, drank the entire bottle of Pappy's after he got home, got into an argument with the wife, then did a liquor store run later that Friday evening, and that's when he was arrested.
Did it say how long he's been sober?
No. Well, at least not as of now.
Okay.
At first, Dennis's sister's begging me not to fire Charlie, and they said that they didn't want to tell me. But then I told her how he won the raffle, and I gave him the bottle that was alleged he was going to sell. Sister hears this and flips out. She blames me for the predicament. I tell her I had no choice because he won the raffle, which was held in front of the on-duty staff. She says I should have just given him the cash. No, he paid $200 for the bottle, which he can sell for $3,000. But the brother-in-law is not going to just give him $3,000 for the bottle. You know, he's like, you could sell it for $3,000. Dennis's sister says that he knew that Charlie was an alcoholic and that he could have said no. He could have pulled the raffle. He could have rigged it so they didn't win. But my reasoning, Dennis's reasoning is that Charlie walks by the bar several times a day, every day without a problem. So he had no reason to doubt him when Charlie himself said he could control himself and not drink, and that he was going to sell the bottle. Also, it's not exactly easy to hire right now in our industry. So I can't just pull the rug on someone the staff are looking forward to. We do this regularly, and I didn't know he was going to win. I don't do the raffle. My managers do the raffle anyway. So it's not like he Yeah, he's not involved in this raffle, right?
Yeah.
I'm being blamed. The sister wants him to pay for the cost of the DUI. I'm still debating that one. I do feel kind of at fault, but am I the asshole for giving my brother-in-law, Charlie, a recovering alcoholic, the bottle of bourbon under the above circumstances? This one that has, I think, a lot going on.
Yeah, that's hard. Because, I mean, you can't force somebody to, first of all, switch prizes. You can't say you have to give up this $3,000 that you're going to, you say, sell for a TV that might be worth only $1,000, because that's, a loss of $2,000. That's something that's significant. You can't really force him to give it up, can you? If, again, he paid money to possibly win it. I don't know. Maybe the brother Charlie shouldn't have entered the contest in the first place. I don't know.
It sounds like all of the employees were entered into the contest. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like everyone's name was in the bucket. It doesn't sound like it was like a Chinese raffle. What's the one where you go in with your tickets? It sounds like everyone's name's on the sheet, and boom, that's how the winners decided.
Didn't he say that he paid $200 to be entered, though?
No, he paid $200 for that whiskey that normally is sold much higher because the distributor. Okay. So the hotel's bar, that's like their gift for like, thanks for choosing us. Here's a cheaper bottle of an expensive whiskey.
I'm caught up. Okay.
Yeah.
So Charlie paid nothing.
No, Charlie just won it.
Oh.
Well, the entire angle that Dennis is coming from is that it's the assumption that everyone sells it. So, he's got to also assume that there are going to be people who don't sell it. And obviously, this is a case where the person did not sell it. And while he didn't force Charlie to drive in a car, get in a fight with his wife, in the alcohol industry, just straight up, you have a responsibility to keep people safe. And that is when you're a bartender and you deal with alcohol, that is your first responsibility, is making sure you're being responsible with the spirits, whatever. So it was a very irresponsible move for him to make. He did win under the contest that he didn't have to sign up for or he didn't pay for, but using the denying it or making the excuse of people sell it, that's not good enough. That's just not a good enough excuse. And he didn't cause this guy to get a DUI, but you have to expect people. Yeah, I mean, he is,
and he could have even been like, I'll hold on to the bottle and then I'll drop it off at your house, tomorrow or something, when his sister was going to be there, the wife. So it was more of or texted his sister and been like, hey, just a heads up, Charlie won the bottle. I just wanted to let you know, just because he's a recovering alcoholic, something like that.
Absolutely.
It's tough because to me it feels like damned if you do, damned if you don't. You take the bottle away from him. Oh, well, you don't trust me. I told you I wasn't going to drink it. I told you I'm going to sell it. Like, why can't you trust me? I can handle myself. Versus what happened. So it's like, what's the lesser of those evils? And I gotta say, it's probably just being like, I'm not giving this to you. Even sometimes if there's a scene that happens, right? But
sometimes you gotta be the tough guy asshole and put your foot down to protect your friends and family when there's a risk to it.
But again, this falls on the onus of personal responsibility. If I know I have a certain issue, I'm going to have to realize that issue might come up. Like, for example, let's say I just hate being wrung out by men at the grocery store. Only female cashiers. I only identify with female cashiers. Can't stand a man at the cashier. He's the worst. And I go to the store and there's 6 male cashiers, no female cashiers. I gotta deal with it. It sucks. It's not what I want, right? I have to deal with it. And granted, that is such a minuscule version of this. But again, you know, he made some good points too. Like, he's the one telling me it's fine. I'm gonna sell it. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna drink it. And he's the brother, and I think that's part of it too. Like, it's the brother, and you're like, well, I trust my brother. Why would my brother lie to me?
You wanna trust them, but at the same time, being an alcoholic is such a you know, it's not like it's just something that happens sometimes. Mm-hmm. It's an addiction. It's a mental health issue that sometimes it just, you know, you want to try to be safe and be smart and not let it consume you. But you know, when you're handed a bottle and said, like, here you go, this is for you, you know?
I would be curious to know, how long has he been sober?
Yeah, I really want to know that.
What has he done? You know, because there's plenty of people who are alcoholics, but not necessarily like belligerent or destructive, or you know what I mean?
Like, so driving when drunk, and
you know, like if he's only been sober for 60 days and 60 days previous he got a DUI, you know what I mean? Like, that to me would also reflect
for sure at that point. It's but if it's been like 15, 20 years and he's never like gotten a DUI, never gotten in like public nuisance charge or anything for being drunk, and he's just, you know, drinks too much when he does drink. I don't know. Also, he is the brother-in-law, so he might not know the severity of it all. I mean, I couldn't imagine that his sister wouldn't tell him, you know, like, just heads up, since you guys work with a bar and all this. But, you know, he might not know how serious it was.
Yeah, really good points there. Very good points there.
Well, should we cast some judgment on our Dennis fellow here? Is he the asshole or not? Logan, should we start with you?
No, start with Raina.
Raina, should we start with you?
I think he's the asshole. I don't think he's completely responsible, but I do think he's an asshole. Just because you have, you know, in that industry, you have a responsibility to be safe. That he is responsible for. He is not responsible for the DUI, because ultimately that person does make their own decisions and they suffer the consequences of those decisions. But you don't give somebody who has demonstrated that they can't handle it that thing. And that is just, I mean, that's just straight up is he's an asshole for that.
And Logan, what do you think?
It's like, I want to say everyone sucks here, but I don't think you can say that Charlie sucks. You know, he made a decision, and I don't want to say he sucks, but I think that everyone is a little bit at fault. If that's
everyone's at fault here,
because I don't want to say like, yeah, he should have known better and XYZ, because I don't know his life, and that's a big assumption to make about someone. But I don't know. I feel like at a certain point, maybe, I don't know, Dennis could have texted the sister or not given it to him, stopped over with it the next day. Charlie could have just, I don't know. Again, I don't want to blame him, but I do think that it's not just Dennis's fault. So
we have 3 different responses, because I'm gonna go light, not the asshole here.
Okay.
And to be fair, I wish we had a little bit more context. I really, the things I want to know is, how long has he been sober? What other incidents have happened because of his alcoholism? I would also like to know a little bit more, like that conversation where he was like, you know, I can take the bottle from you. Like, you don't have to have the bottle. No. Like, because like, I'm wondering, like, was it one of those things where he wasn't planning on drinking it and then something set him up? Something happened, or like someone made a comment, like, "Oh, open it up, baby." Like, or was it like a lie? Did he know the whole time? Like, I'm gonna drink this and I don't give him an F. Because like that too is like kind of malicious, that someone actually is trying to help you and you're like, "Nah, I'm drinking this. It's $3,000 worth of bourbon. I'm gonna do it." The thread agrees with me, and they don't think he's the asshole. Here's the top comment. I'm an alcoholic. I'm going to go not the asshole. You asked him if he'd be okay, and he was sure. He said yes. He made the choice to walk away with it. He did not put his recovery first. It's on him. It's not you. Alcoholics that have been sober for a while are often okay around alcohol within reason. It depends on the person. You had no reason to believe he would relapse. He made that choice. I know it's really hard, and I struggle every effing day. I know. Keep trying. I fail a lot too. I do not even have 2 months after a relapse recently. Each day is new. You know who you are. Maybe learn who you want to be. I'm still trying to do that as well. I'm right there with you. Another top comment, given the situation, not the asshole. You didn't just gift your recovering brother-in-law a bottle of booze. He won it
at
a
is
company
true.
event. You aren't responsible for his actions no more than you'd be responsible for, say, a diabetic winning a cake at the event and then going into a diabetic coma after binge eating the cake. Another top comment. Okay, so after reading your entire post, not the asshole, you made sure to clarify he wouldn't drink it and even suggested he traded away. It was his decision to drink an entire bottle after refusing the different ways he could have gotten rid of it. So again, there were, I think, a few options presented. He didn't take any of them up. Even as simple as, hold on to it for me. Like, that's, to me, like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But
it's so hard because it's like, I agree with all of that. And it's like, I don't think anyone sucks, but I also do think everyone sucks. I'm very in the middle on this one. It's hard to have a final. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, and I picked these ones, the ones that we've been doing, because to me, they are so middle ground. It's not clear cut. Some of these, for those who are familiar with the Am I the A-hole thread, some of them are very cut and dry. It's like, am I the a-hole for cutting out a toxic person who wants to kill me? And it's like, no, of course you're not the a-hole for that. Or other ones where it's like, I spat at, this little kid who was just trying to pick up soccer ball in my front yard. Am I the asshole? Of course you're the a-hole in that. But this one, there's just so many like things that you're
like
you're
an
back
onion.
and forth.
There's layers.
It's well, this one, our judgment was pretty skewed, but I think we can all agree that there was some dimensions here, and it's
There's
hard.
a lot to it.
None of us are alcoholics.
Isn't there an answer where you need more information to be able to make a judgment? Isn't that like a Reddit?
Yeah, that will come up sometimes. More info.
I definitely think this is one of those situations where more information is definitely needed to make a final decision.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, I would have liked a paragraph about the history and how long he's been sober, but I guess in his original post, he just wanted to get more to the meat of the story. But again, if it's like, if you're with that person who has that behavior and that history, but like you said, if this has been like, it's been years, he seems fine, he's been doing great. You take him at his word,
He walks past the bar every day. He probably maybe sometimes deals with bottles there and stuff, but it's not the same as handing him a bottle and saying, here, leave with this. So it's it's like an onion, man.
That's another good point. Another good point too. It's different to be like around it versus it's in your hands and like, you know what I mean? Like that.
And someone's asking you like, here, this is yours, leave with it,
Well, that was a tough one. I'm sweating bullets, probably because it's so hot in this room. But anyway, thank you for joining us on another Judgment Day, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Bye.